Declaration of Independence is brought to you by rapper Marquise and producer Mo. The unanimous Declaration of the 13 United States of America!
Here's the Declaration of Independence, the words that demolish dependence. From the tyranny of the king, the one who took our bling, this is our history, and here's how it goes. When in the course of human events, it become necessary for one people to dissolve political bands which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitled them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Here's the Declaration of Independence, the words that demolish dependence. From the tyranny of the king, the one who took our bling, this is our history, and here's how it goes. That to secure these rights, governments aren't instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of govern. That whenever any form of government becomes the destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying foundations on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed was dictated that government long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experiences has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evil are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the form to which they are accustomed. But when the long chain of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces are designed to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their duty to throw such government and to provide new guard for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former system of government. The history of the present king of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations. All have been endeavored and object of the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let that be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to the laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate or present importance, unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be attained, and when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend them. He has refused to pass other laws for accommodation of large digits of people, unless those people will relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inexorable to them for the formidable 2 times only. He has called together legislative bodies that have placed unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the despotory of the public record for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of people. He has refused for a long time, after such dissolutions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned the people at the large for their exercise. The state remaining in the meantime exposed to all dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. The state remaining in the meantime exposed to all dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states for that purpose, asserting the laws of naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migration hither, and bridging the conditions of new appropriation of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to the law for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of the offices and the amount and payment of the salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass the people and to eat out their substance. He has kept among us in times of peace, standing arms without the consent of our legislatures. He has effected to render the military independent of its superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and acknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to the acts of pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops around us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murder which they should commit on the inhabitant of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free-day system of English laws in our neighboring province, establishing therein any arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example of fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule in these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures, and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. Here's the Declaration of Independence, the word that demolished dependence from the tyranny of the king, the one who took our blame. This is our history, and here's how it goes. He has abdicated government's here by declaring us out of his protection and waged wars against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at the time transforming large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy, scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy of the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens, taking captives on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioner of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has incited domestic insurrections among us, and has endeavored to bring of the inhabitants of our frontiers, the merciless Indian savages, who know the rules of warfare. It is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have only been answered by repeated injuries. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be ruler of a free people, and we have been wanting in attention to our British brethren. Here's the Declaration of Independence, the word that demolished dependence from the tyranny of the king, the one who took our blame. This is our history, and here's how it goes. We have warned them from the time of attempt by the legislature to extend unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity. We have conjured them by the times of our common kindred to disavow the usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf of the voice of the justice and consequentity. We must, therefore, acquiesce in necessity, which denounces our separation, and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies of war, peace, friends. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, and the General Congress assemble, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these United Colonies are, and the right ought to be free independent states, and that they are absolved from the allegiance of the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that free independent states, they have the power to leave war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts of things which independent states may of right do, and for the support of the Declaration, with the firm reliance on protection of divine providence. We mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Here's the Declaration of Independence, the word that demolished dependence from the tyranny of the king, the one who took our blame. This is our history. That's how it went.